Welcome to A Women's Brew, where women talk about beer. In today's episode, we satisfy our sweet tooth as we dig into two sets of dessert-inspired beers. I'm Joanne, and this is Tori.
Hello, hello.
And we're two beer-loving women on a mission to get more people drinking and talking about great beer. Come join us. Right, episode 101.
We thought we'd celebrate our 100th episode with some cake.
Good idea. It's a brilliant idea.
I am excited because I feel like the first beer that we're going to drink was one that I was like, I thought we were going to have it on tap at one of the festivals we went to.
Yes.
And I was like, so looking forward to it. And then they couldn't get a keg of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, boo. And then I think you were putting it in order and you were like, do you want one of these? And I was like, I do. I absolutely do.
But I was putting in the order because we then wanted what will be, I think, our third beer.
Yeah.
So we had a nice tidy order that then worked its way into this, what should be a tasty episode.
Yes. So, I mean, I feel like we could probably do many versions of this episode. And I think
Absolutely.
we have been working overtime, working hard, lots of conversations happening, really lots of beer festivals happening. So we thought this week, instead of hitting you with education, instead of hitting you with anything like too hardcore topics, we thought we would just take it easy and have some cake.
Have some cake.
Quite literally.
Some pudding.
Have some cake.
Literally cake. For those that aren't watching, we've both just held up some cake.
Some cake. We have. Definitely cake. Do you want to intro what we are having? Because this is obviously our dessert themed.
Yes.
This week is going to be sort of cakes, I guess.
Well, I think
it's kind of a pie-ish sort of.
Yeah. I'll show this beer first. I think this is the beer that kind of started the cogs whirring on this idea. Yonder's carrot cake sour. This is carrot, orange, cinnamon and vanilla pastry sour. You know that if it's got cinnamon in it,
I'm buying it.
Is gonna buy it.
All the cinnamon. That is it. It's like, that's what, oh yeah, I was like, cinnamon, hell yeah. And I think I just got these for both of us because I was like, oh my god, the carrot cake one. And I was like, it actually has carrot in it, so I'll get us one. And then we were like, let's hang on to that actually, because we might be able to do something with that. Only to find
Vault City did a carrot cake beer as well. So this one, I'm trying to see if I can see what it's got in it. It's a carrot cake inspired dessert sour. It's vegan friendly. And it has their base.
They've added 4 whole carrot cakes. That's what it says.
It's got sweet vanilla, 800 kilos of real carrots to a rich and creamy cake flavour. If that wasn't enough, they've gone and added 4 whole carrot cakes directly into the mash.
I'm in for that.
Yep. So we want to try this.
Though.
No, I'm not seeing cinnamon. Yeah, I'm not seeing cinnamon. So we'll have to see how that goes. So we thought we've got both of these. We're going to compare them against each other, but we're also going to try them against some carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
I think we've got the same one. Did you get the Tesco's Finest
one?
I
did get the Tesco's Finest one.
We're not scrimping for this episode. Tesco's Finest. I can literally
£3
I can
just full cake.
Did you not use your club card? It's £2.50 if you use your club card.
I don't really carry my club. I don't think I've actually got a copy of my club card, and because I didn't do a click and collect order, if I had known that that's the one that we were going to do, I would have put it in my click and collect order, and I would have had that. And instead, I paid £3 whole pounds.
£2. £2.50. You've got a club card like I have.
At no expense.
This is the fancy one. Literally, we've got this cut here. All I can smell is cinnamon right now. I can smell cinnamon.
Yeah,
wafting from it, and orange actually, because so it's carrot cake. It's got carrot in it. Obviously, it's got sultanas. We're gonna have a debate about sultanas shortly.
Not into it. Not here for it.
I love a sultana. Tori does not.
Fucking hate it.
It's got cream cheese frosting, which of course a carrot cake needs. However,
I would actually debate that. Is
why?
It actually a cream cheese frosting?
Yeah,
because it wasn't in the fridge. I think it's more of an icing, and I don't think they've actually used.
Well,
cream cheese
no, they said
it's not in the refrigerator section.
No, they said there was cream cheese in it, but it's also got orange coulis in it, which is why you can smell a bit of orange.
I don't have the package.
And then
I want to read the package.
because I read it.
I want to read the package.
And it's got walnuts on top. I'm glad it's not got walnuts in it. I do not like walnuts.
I like walnuts.
No, I want sultanas, not walnuts, so I'm quite happy.
I absolutely fuck with walnuts. I do not fuck with raisins, sultanas, anything else. Like, I was so gutted. I was trying to find carrot cake that didn't have, because not all carrot cakes have raisins or sultanas or anything. So I was like,
sultanas in my carrot cake.
Please tell me that the one I've got does not have it. And then you see on the package, quite literally, it has, and I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. Absolute sultana.
Sultanas are my fave.
I would take walnuts any day to sultanas. Love them. Love a good walnut.
I don't want walnut in my coffee cake either. Thank you.
No. Is there, how do you even have a coffee cake without
just
walnut?
Coffee.
Is
just
there even a point?
Cake. Yes.
Just drink coffee.
Cake.
Just drink coffee.
Just have coffee cake. It's great.
We said this is not going to be a hard hitting. It's just going to be a relaxed episode. I was like, I don't know. I will fight on this hill for anti-sultanas.
Maybe this is the debate. Please get hold of us, a Women's Brew podcast at gmail.com.
Are you team walnut?
Are you team walnut or are you team sultana? Let us
And you can't be both. You have to pick a side. If you had to kick one of them out of the cake, right, what are you kicking out of the
walnuts? Cake? Gone.
Sultana's out. Like, Rick was full on. I said to him, annoyingly, I couldn't find one without raisins or sultanas in it. And no, I said raisins is what I said.
It's not raisins, it's sultanas.
So I was like, oh, it's got raisins. I didn't really read it. I could just see the picture and I was like, ugh, like disgusting. Don't even want to acknowledge its existence. I was like, raisins, gross. And then I think he had a look at it and he's like, actually, I think you'll find it's sultanas. And I was like, no. And he's like, I don't understand why you don't like them. And I was like, because they're disgusting. And he goes, well, they're sweet. Like, you like sweet things.
Plump and juicy.
They're sweet. And I was like, ugh, they're just, I think it's a textural thing. Okay. I hate it. It's wrinkly. It's what I said, I'm not going to say on air, but what I said to you, not appropriate.
Wasn't a pleasant picture.
Not a pleasant. It's not appropriate
share that with
for
you.
Recording, but it was not pleasant. That's, no. That's what I think of. Is that
I
thing
still
I
love
told
sultanas. You. I love sultanas. You cannot taint them for me.
I think like walnuts have a nice crunch to. That's going to be my argument. Walnuts have a nice.
Too woody.
No. Too woody.
They're too woody. Yep.
Let's just crack this beer.
Anyway,
I'm stressed.
Which one are we starting with? We start with Vault City.
Let's start with Yonder, because I've got a feeling that Vault City, if it's anything like other Vault Cities, is going to be aggressive. Isn't the word that I want to use, because not in a bad. I feel like aggressive gives off like a negative connotation. Full bold, complex. Like it's going to be a more bold, complex, in your face flavor. I might be surprised, but
let's find out.
Listen to that ASMR there. I'm going to pour it directly into the mic.
Ooh. I mean, it's orange.
It's very orange.
It's got a slight haze to it.
It looks like orange Fanta.
It smells nice.
It smells sweet. It's like you get the vanilla.
Yeah.
You get the vanilla that comes across like the cream cheese frosting element of it. But not sickly sweet. Like, it doesn't smell sickly sweet. It's just that nice sweetness that you get from it. Like,
I'm getting a nice touch of orange.
If you smell the carrot cake icing,
it doesn't smell like the carrot cake.
I think you get that icing quality to it. And I do think you actually get that, like, the cinnamony note is in there in the aroma. The spice
it's
note
subtle, I think.
But I do think this is a bit more orange smelling than the carrot cake.
But and then more orange than carrot. But let's have a taste and see.
Give it a go.
Right, here we go.
First thing I noticed, it's very pleasant. I really enjoy that. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it. I really like it. But the first thing I noticed is it's actually tart.
Yeah.
Which is not like mouth puckering, like involuntary pucker, but it is that thing of like the sour quality. I wouldn't even say tart, just the sour quality hits you, but not aggressive acidity, just the sour. And then it's like it's polished off into a nice, smooth, creamy, sweet finish.
Yeah.
Like the frosting. And it's just really lovely.
You definitely get
really enjoy this.
I would say it's lightly tart. Then you get orange, but then you get like the orange is like smoothed out with vanilla, and there's a little bit of warmth in there from the cinnamon. I'm not getting like cinnamon.
I'm not getting cinnamon, but actually I think normally I'm like, I want all the cinnamon in my face. Like, do you see those people doing like color runs and like the color festivals, like and there's like things being thrown, like I want that with cinnamon all the time. So just envision that when I talk about like the cinnamon levels I like cinnamon challenge, I'm like, boom, in my face. But I actually think this is quite pleasant the way it is, like, because it's not overpowering, because I think that vanilla can be quite delicate, and I think if it's too spiced, it like would just overpower the vanilla, and it would take away that like creamy icing quality that it has. And I would agree, it probably is lightly tart, but what I think it's important to point out, because a lot of the times when you have these dessert inspired sours, they sometimes, or like really fruity sours, sometimes it's like it's a sour but you taste it and you're like, I wouldn't really call it tart. Like, it's so light that it's almost, you're like, yeah, it's good, it's great entry level for someone that maybe doesn't particularly like sours and wants to try to get into them. This, I would say, definitely has more noticeable of a tartness than a lot of the dessert inspired sours. So like, I think that's a bonus. It's not
that smoothie element, that sweet kind of smoothie beer. It's got tartness to it that if you're not prepared for it, it may upset you. It's
got a nice medium mouthfeel as well, though. It's not like too thin, but it's not chewy,
and it's not cloying either. Like, there's really lovely flavors in it, they're really well balanced, and it's not cloying. Like, you want to drink more about it. It's not too sweet that you're like, oh, that's a lot. I like it a lot.
The acidity level is like really nice level as well. Like, it's not too much, so it's just, I think that it all really works together in a really nice harmony. I'm going to be honest, like, I really expected that I might not like this one, because I normally when it's like, oh, there's vanilla and it says right on it, you know, sweet earthy carrot, and I was thinking, oh, is it going to be too earthy? Like, is it going to be too earthy carrot focused and not as sweet? Is it going to be too sweet? Are you going to get the vanilla? Is it even going to be sour? Like, are you going to get the cinnamon? And I actually think that all the flavors work really well together. And I was thinking sometimes as well, it doesn't even end up tasting like what it's supposed to. Like, it's a really nice beer, but would I say it's a carrot cake? Like, I don't know. This, I would go, yeah, actually, I really get what they tried to do with the carrot cake.
Yeah. It's like I'm a massive fan of Yonder, and I'm really glad that they are building themselves up and are doing much more now. Like, we had their fruit salad beer the other week, and it literally tasted like fruit salad sweets. Like,
I didn't know, but I was like,
you didn't know. It's okay. I bought you some.
You did update. She did when I said I had never had a fruit salad, and she's like, sorry, what?
Yeah,
she did buy me a fruit salad. I haven't had it yet.
I haven't got them to you yet, but I have you a packet of fruit salads and I have you a packet of drumstick without the stick in.
Okay,
they're like chew versions, but I've got you a packet of both so you can taste them and you see what I mean.
I'm excited.
I think Yonder really nail flavors. Like, if they say this flavor is going to be in it, it's there. So
yeah, I have had like a not one that wasn't to my taste, is what I should say, I think, because I had one, I can't remember which one it was. I've told you about this one before, and I'll say it, you know, openly, because I don't think it was anything. I'm sure that they accomplished what they wanted, but for me, it just wasn't for me. It was like one of their dessert ones that was like a cheesecake or something like that, and it ended up tasting, and I don't know if it was just like the can and maybe where I got the can from hadn't been stored properly or something like that. So because I think we then I might have had the same one again on tap somewhere else, and I was like, actually, it's really, really nice. But I had one of theirs that was like cheesecake or something, and it ended up tasting really earthy, and there was like no sweetness to it. And what I was kind of like looking for it based on what it was called just didn't, based on how it was named and what it was trying to portray, like, I didn't feel that was coming through for me and my taste buds. Like I said, it could have been a really bad can or whatever else. I mean, I really like Yonder. I've had a lot of really good ones. That's why when I saw this, I was like, need to try this particular sour. And I love sours. My husband loves sours. So I got it for both of us. And I know it wasn't just me, because I kind of said to you, because sometimes I go, maybe it's just me. And like, I don't know, because I do that. I question myself all the time. And he was like, no, I'm 100% getting like what you're saying as well, which could be the power of persuasion, but normally not. It's not that like hardcore. So I think I was like really worried about when I saw earthy carrot that I was like, oh, I had one from them before that ended up being like really earthy. And I didn't like that because it wasn't as sweet as I wanted it. So I was really conscious of like, oh, if they're saying earthy on this one, is it going to be really earthy? But it is really, really nice. Really, really nice. And to be fair, I only had that out of all the Yonder beers I've had. It was only that one that I've ever said like not to my taste personally. And I know other people who had liked it. Again, could have been a bad can, but this one's definitely a really good can.
Yeah, I'm pleased with this one. I like it a lot.
The colour is visually lovely as well.
Yeah, it is like carrot orange.
It is, because it's not even like sometimes like the carrot ones as well, it's just like the colour's not quite right. And I feel like this is, you could probably see it on my video, it's coming through more or less the same. And it is very much like carrot coloured.
Yeah, I like it. Well, let's crack this Vault City and see how it compares.
I need a sip of water to cleanse the palate first.
Yes,
I'm like, oh, that might fuck me up. I'm excited for these though. I'm sure Rick's gonna want to try some of them as well.
Yeah,
he saw that I had them and he was like, "Ooh."
I was sad we couldn't get the carrot cake one at Arundel, but we have it now. So it's, this one's very orange.
When you look at them comparatively, they are very similar in color, except one I think is a bit hazier. So it sort of looks a bit more.
I'm really getting the cheesecake in this. Like,
oh God, yeah, this is cheesecake frosting. This is all cream cheese.
Yeah, it's all cream cheese.
It literally.
I'm getting more cinnamon.
Holy fuck! It literally is.
We've just, for those that are listening, we've literally just picked the cake up and smelt it, and then smelt the beer.
Oh, holy hell!
And they're almost exactly the same.
They are almost identical.
There's more orange, I think, coming from the beer.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting that. I think maybe I'm being fucked up because I'm going back and forth between them.
It really smells.
Oh God, going back to Yonder as well. The Yonder smells more carrot.
Yeah.
This smells like fucking full on.
Exactly. Smells
like cheesecake frosting on a cinnamon, like a spiced cake.
Yeah, and there's so much cinnamon. Like the best possible amount of cinnamon.
It is literally like you've just blended up a cheesecake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a cheesecake, a carrot cake.
Carrot cake. Right, come on. Let's taste this.
I don't. I'm afraid it's not going to live up to the smell. Oh my God, it tastes like fucking carrot cake.
It literally does.
What the fuck am I drinking? What am I actually drinking?
That's very carroty as well. It's much more carroty than the Yonder one.
Holy fuck.
Cinnamon cake.
And I think part of it is you're smelling it as well as you go to take a sip. So it's like you're smelling it and then you go in for the taste and it's like the taste is all there.
This is mad. This beer is actually mad.
I'm literally like, what the fuck?
Vault City have done it again.
And it's like, it doesn't say cinnamon and it's more cinnamon.
More cinnamon than the
Yonder. Yeah. That says cinnamon. Hold on, I want to have the sip of the Yonder again. I think it almost like amps up the flavors in the Yonder as well.
Yeah.
Let me go back. Let me water it and then. It is literally, I am confused. And they're both about the same mouthfeel where like Vault City, I think you're kind of used to getting really like full like mouthfeel and it's just that like big creaminess. And it's not that. I think that would be too much if it was this, but like the really thick smoothie beers that they do, it would just be too much.
That'd be overpowering. I think that the body on this is just right. It's
very cinnamon. I feel like I've been cinnamon challenged. I'm happy about it.
All right, I am gonna dig in.
My mind is actually fucking blown.
Come on, now we've got to try the cake.
Oh, here's a question, right? So you're using a fork.
Yeah.
For anyone that's not watching the video, I'm using a spoon, but I love using for desserts. For some reason, I love using my little baby spoon.
Oh, your little teaspoon. I've got a spoon for when we do the next one.
I've got a little.
I shan't reveal yet.
I love using little teaspoon because it makes it feel like there's more of it.
So I'm
like delicate.
I haven't got any, but at my parents' house they've got cake forks. which are little forks that have only got three
Shut the
tines.
fuck up.
Cake forks.
Tiny forks.
For eating cake with.
I fucking love that. It's just, it makes me feel delicate, and I'm not a lot makes me feel delicate.
Right.
Oh, I don't. What if I get a mouthful of fucking gross?
Oh, just eat it.
I'm gonna pick it out. I can see it. Get out there.
Oh, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot in there. I like it.
Oh my god, it's sultana.
I told you there was a lot.
Son of a bitch. Ugh. It's fucking foul. Can I just eat the frosting, actually?
Do you know what? I think the beers taste more like carrot cake than the carrot cake does.
I've just shaved off a bit of the top where it's just mostly frosting, a walnut, and a tiny bit of carrot cake. Okay.
So let's do a little bit of food and beer pairing knowledge at you right now. The thing with these beers are very carrot cakey. If you then pair it with carrot cake, you can kind of cancel out the flavors. So you've got to be careful. I think the sweetness of the cake is cancelling out the sweetness in the Yonder.
Yeah.
But it's actually enhancing the cinnamon in the Vault City.
I think it's brought out more of
the carrot.
For me, it's brought out more orange in the Yonder, like specifically orange.
Yes.
And in the Vault City, it's definitely brought out the cinnamon to the point that, I can't believe I'm going to say this, it's almost too much cinnamon. In the sense, like, you know, when you have like so much cinnamon that it's almost like, it's so spiced that it almost is a bit like spicy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's like when you have ginger and there's too much, that there's so much ginger that it's like, not that it's bad, but I think it's just because that sweetness isn't coming through anymore once I've had literally a mouthful of frosting.
Yeah. She says chucking on the floor.
That's the short
right there. Yeah. Tori's saying that there's too much cinnamon. That's the short.
I don't know. I think, to be fair, there's the right amount of cinnamon. Like, I don't want that to, no, because then they'll never put that much cinnamon in. I think it's the right amount of cinnamon, but it's when you have a mouthful of frosting and then you switch to it and it takes away the sweetness. So all that's left is the cinnamon. It comes across as like a little bit too much because it's unbalanced. But oh my God.
And this is why you shouldn't.
I actually prefer the beer to the cake.
Yeah, I do actually.
There's like, no sultanas.
Imagine making the cake with the beer.
There's no sultanas in the beer, so I'm not even like, there's no texture problems. It's great, because that was my problem. I just had to like skim it off like a sad. I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to have to give it to Rick or something. It's a bit like, who wants that? I'll just eat the frosting, actually.
I want that.
Oh, you son of a bitch. There was another sultana hiding in there. I was about to take another mouthful and it was like hidden sultana. Haha, bamboozled.
I love the sultanas.
Yeah, not my bag. Carrot cake, not my bag. If I just have the cake and not the frosting, how does this change the flavours?
Ooh.
More orange in the Vault City now. My mind is fucking blown. Like, I really want to call Rick in and be like, try this fucking carrot cake. Like, not having had any carrot cake.
I love this.
Literally.
So good.
Oh,
this is a delightful evening.
Yeah.
Dear listeners, we encourage you to get some carrot cake beer and a carrot cake and just eat them together.
I don't encourage you to get carrot cake and a carrot cake beer. Personally, I encourage you to just get the beer and not get the carrot cake. You don't, like I said, you don't have the textural problems of sultanas. If you're a person that doesn't like the walnuts, you don't have to worry about that.
Just pick them off.
The Vault City specifically is basically liquidized carrot cake, and the Yonder is just really nice. It's a really nice take on all the elements together. It just is really nice. They match very well together. Both of them are like, I was thinking like, oh, one might be really good, one might not be as good, or whatever. I think that for something that's not identical, it's like they are both as, it would be hard to say. I don't think I could say like I like this one over another. I think it just depends on what you want. Like I think if you literally want to drink a liquidized carrot cake, Vault City is probably your person. If you just want a really lovely blend of the ingredients used in a carrot cake, like, and have all those flavors come through, and like I feel like it's quite a complex way that they've stacked up against each other.
Yeah,
that would definitely be Yonder.
Yeah,
both really good.
They're so good. 5 out of 5.
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. I'm excited by that. Oh, they're so good.
We've removed the carrot cake from the scene. Rick has come and eaten my carrot cake because I made him come and try the Vault City.
He was dismissed because he didn't think it was that good.
No, he didn't say it wasn't good. To be fair to him, he didn't say it was that good. What he said was it didn't taste as good as it smelled. And I was like, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're actually just wrong. And I was like, you may leave. And then he took the carrot cake with him because I didn't want to eat the rest of it. So
it's got sultanas in it. And
it has sultanas in it. And he was like, oh, just give it to me.
So we're going to hopefully absolve that problem of the sultanas, because we are now moving on to Vault City and S43's collaboration. We've got the white chocolate raspberry cheesecake sour, and also the Big Show imperial cherry cheesecake stout. Now we've got both of these because supposedly you can blend these to make, you know, a cheesecakey, cherry, stouty, white chocolate, raspberry, amazing thing.
Now I'm going to level with you. It's like a Goldilocks thing here, right? A carrot cake had sultanas, wasn't for me. Cheesecake.
Yeah.
I don't like fruited cheesecake.
Oh, don't you?
No.
Interesting.
I like chocolate cheesecake, like peanut butter cheesecake. I'll even take like a plain boring ass vanilla cheesecake.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I don't love a plain vanilla cheesecake, but like if it's like Madagascar vanilla or something like that, I'm like, yeah, I'll have it.
Like New York cheesecake. Come on.
I will have that before I will have like fruit on my cheesecake. I just don't like fruited cheesecake. Yeah, it's just not for me because I don't like that blend. I'm like, keep the fruit out of my pitch. Like, it's just wrong. Really, if you want to know my favorite cheesecake, it's Japanese cheesecake. So it's like the jiggly, like souffle cheesecake. Okay, yeah. Oh, so good, but they're really hard to find over here. What you can find instead that's similar is a burnt Basque cheesecake. And I think only Waitrose do those. So I had to go hunt one down a while ago. I don't think I've
ever even heard of that.
So good because it's more cakey. It's more like fluffy and cakey and just really nice.
I like the cheesecake texture.
I do like the cheesecake texture as well, but I have to say, like, US cheesecake's different to UK cheesecake, and I kind of prefer US cheesecake to UK cheesecake.
In what way is it different, do you think?
It's just kind of like, I think it's more dense over here, and I don't think you get like the same range of flavors, and there is just a difference. Like if you went to Costco, you can. Okay, if you were to go to Costco and you can get the Cheesecake Factory cheesecakes, which are made in like a particular way, you can get them frozen. Like those taste like a vanilla cheesecake from there would taste different to if you went to a restaurant here and you got a vanilla cheesecake off the menu here. I don't know. It would be hard for me to explain differences. It's just something like when you've had the comparable cheesecakes, they just don't taste the same. So I mean, I'm not bothered. They're both really good.
Yeah, I've had American cheesecake and I've had English cheesecake, whatever, and I
think it's just more cheesy. I think it's more like cheesy over here than it is. It's not as you predict. It's not as sweet, maybe, as American cheesecake.
Fine. Anyway, to go with this pairing, we are
different in this aspect.
I have got raspberry cheesecake, so it's just kind of a plain cheesecake with a bit of raspberry coulis on the top. What have you got?
I have, so to make up for it, I've kind of got, so you can see that's my fruit cheesecake. So it was I'm gonna fucking hate it. It's vanilla cheesecake and it's like a mixed berry. It's a mixed berry cheesecake, so there is raspberry in it, but there's I think like blueberry, raspberry,
Okay.
All that. No cherry. And then I've got this strawberry and raspberry. I don't know. It's like an ice cream
mochi ball
dough. No, it's not. It's not mochi. It's like I don't know. They said like cookie dough, but it's like white chocolate. So the reason I got this because it's obviously white chocolate raspberry cheesecake.
Yes.
This isn't a cheesecake, but it's white chocolate and raspberry and strawberry. I love strawberry, so I was like, you know what, that will make up for this one. And if you look, they kind of have that similar look.
They got a similar color. That's good.
And then this will make up the even though it doesn't have cherries, the other cheesecakey bit. So
right, so which one you want to pour first?
I personally think that it's probably better to go with a white chocolate raspberry cheesecake. I think that's going to be, my guess is going to be more delicate, and I think once you have an imperial stout, it's going to be really hard to
that's going to kill
that out.
Kill your palate.
It's just got the prettier label, in my opinion.
It smells like raspberry.
Yeah, I think it smells like cheesecake.
It looks like raspberry.
It smells like a raspberry cheesecake.
Nope.
I'm having the same situation.
Oh, she is foamy.
But I poured it slower. No, so I've been okay.
It's not too bad. She's just leaking a little bit around the edges.
I don't necessarily get the white chocolate when I smell this, but I definitely get
raspberry, and I get cheesecake.
I get cheesecake. It leads with vanilla cheesecake, and then I get the fruit. Like there's the fruitiness in there, but it's very, for me, probably white chocolate cheesecake. Not so much the chocolate aspect of it. It's just more like vanilla bean cheesecake with some fruit.
I'm getting a bit of white chocolate.
I do think actually when you do the pass, because I think it's so quick, you don't you don't take it in too much that you can get that element of white chocolate.
I'm getting white chocolate when I have a good sniff.
It smells like raspberry jam and cheesecake.
Jammy raspberry, yeah. Right, okay, I'm gonna try it. Ooh.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That was interesting. That I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound fucking weird. Okay. Shocker alert. It's almost like the physical mouthfeel is not massively thick, but the flavor makes it taste more full than I think it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because
it's like raspberry coulis in my mouth. It like tastes more like that. Like I'm waiting for seeds to come into my mouth there.
Like I don't think the body is particularly full, but there's a creaminess to it that makes it feel fuller than it actually is.
Yes.
Very raspberry jam, a nice tartness to it, but then there's this creaminess that's the white chocolate, but it's not like very sweet. I always think that white chocolate in like white chocolate cheesecake can be very sweet, and I don't think this is overly sweet, which I quite like.
I think it's a nice balance.
Yeah, unlike the carrot cake where you drink that and you just go, this is liquid carrot cake. I don't feel like this is liquid cheesecake.
No, I think it smells more like cheesecake than it tastes, but it tastes beautiful. Like it's not
but that's not a detriment to the beer. And I think that's probably a good thing, because I think if it was liquid cheesecake, you'd be like, oh, that is too much.
It'd be too rich.
Yeah. No, I was worried about that with this, but actually
just too rich, too much.
Nice. And you know, I am a big old fan of raspberry anyway.
It's 8%, and I feel like it's fairly easy to drink for 8%. It
does not taste 8%.
I keep waiting for like the little raspberry, like little seed, like the little seeds when you have like jam. And you're like,
it's so jammy.
It's very jammy. I think it's almost more like, I would actually almost say for me it lands more like what I would compare it to dessert wise more would be like a scone with jam and cream.
Yeah,
more than a cheesecake, which is not, like I said, it's not a bad thing. It just means it's balanced, it's lovely, it tastes great, smells like a cheesecake, just tastes more to me like a jam and cream scone, more heavy on the jam, like when you whack jam on a scone.
That's the way that I like scones.
Oh, see, I like mine with like lots of cream, and then just
I
like the hint of the I like strawberry as well, so it's like strawberry jam.
No, raspberry. I want Robinson's Best seedless raspberry jam. Butter. Do you want to butter the scone? Jam, cream. Do you not put butter on your scones?
Walk me through this. This is meant to be a light episode, and I feel like I've got heart palpitations right now.
What?
You
Scone?
put butter on a sweet scone.
Yeah, of course you do. Because then you get a little bit of that.
Jam it.
Then jam.
And then you cream it.
Yeah.
Butter does not belong on that scone.
No, it does. It does.
Because
then you just get like a little saltiness.
I had to rewind and go, oh, hang on, sorry. Are we talking about a cheese scone?
No.
And you're like, no.
No. Scone straight out the oven.
Weigh in,
little
people.
bit, like not a lot, just a little bit.
Do you butter your scone? Yeah. And so, do you always heat your scones up?
Yeah, but well, no, I mean, not always, but I prefer them warm.
This is just like a whole other like if it's freshly made and I didn't just get it at the supermarket, I'm like, yeah, it's really nice.
Oh no, stick it in the microwave and warm it up.
That's great.
Also, I don't really believe in buying supermarket scones. Like, I will just make them.
Yeah, I'm lazy, so I'm like, when I decide I want them, I don't always want to like sit and make them.
No, I will make them.
I don't think
Me and my mum used to
supermarket. Let me just pop it in the oven.
No, just stick it in the microwave. 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever crossed my brain to do it. That's innovative. I like that.
Gotta have it warm.
But it's also confusing to me because I normally have them cold.
No.
But the butter, that to me, that's a bridge too far.
Really?
Oh, that's too much.
You got to have a little bit of butter.
And you're saying you do salted butter?
No, but I mean, no, but you know how like butter's got that. Like I mean, it's not. I'm not using real butter.
I use margarine.
It's usually clover. But it's got that slight saltiness to it compared to your jam and your cream. Got a little bit of that, just a little bit, like just enough to like lubricate it. Just melts in. Then you put a big old slab of jam, nice dollop of cream. Off you go.
So do you, when you assemble them, this is so outside of the realm of what we're talking about, but I feel like this is really important. Like I absolutely cannot just let this go.
Let this lie.
No, I can't. It would just be, I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't probe here. You cut it in half.
Yep.
And you...
It's got sultanas in it as well, just so you know.
Oh! This is like the ultimate fuck you. This is the ultimate fuck you in the face that you're doing right now. I hope you understand that. You're like, not only do I do this, I get the sultana ones.
Oh, of course. Oh, I don't understand.
Of course. Like, it's like, oh, we all just have sultanas.
What's the point? I don't understand
they taste
the
great.
Point of plain scones. No point.
Fucking, I love the taste of flour.
It's got but that's basically all it is.
I love it. Like, I would,
it's just flour and butter in a little pat. Like, what is the point?
Fucking love
you gotta have you've got to have sultanas in, and I always put in more sultanas than the recipe says because there's never enough.
The recipe amount is too much.
No, it's not. It's never enough. You got to put more in.
If it says like, oh, that's 1 cup of sultanas, that's a cup of sultanas too many.
No, I put it in, the whole and then cup, I'm like, that's not enough.
Recipe.
Put more in.
Like chalky chips or something, like
chocolate chips in a scone. Are you mad?
I mean, yeah, it's weird, but I would rather that. I would rather take that fucking bold ass risk than have not even a single helping of sultanas, double sultana. Okay, anyways, we'll move past the sultana part.
Actually,
right?
I actually also quite like a cranberry and orange scone. And then you want to put like a little bit of a glaze on top, little orange.
I can fuck with blueberry scone. I can fuck with blueberry scones.
Open that up, bit of butter on that. That's nice.
Blueberry scones, I can fuck with that.
Cranberry and orange.
Other cranberries are
delightful.
Also weird. Also
weird.
Like
cranberries.
Because they're dried cranberries usually that you put in there.
Yeah.
Like normal cranberries are like fine, can deal with that. Dried cranberries, and I'm just like, get
a craisin, as you Americans call them. I like a dried cranberry. Dried cranberry. Ooh, I used to make my own trail mix, and it would have dried cranberries.
That's the shit that you pick out of the trail mix.
No, you put that in. I'd have dried cranberries, sultanas, macadamia nuts, cashew nuts.
I'd be like, okay, we're making trail mix. Let's take the peanuts, and we'll take the M&Ms.
No, I don't have M&Ms in.
And let's put some pretzels in there. We're good. Like, we're done.
Like, trail mix is supposed to be healthy.
Else. Yeah, but like, nuts are protein. They're good protein.
You've only got peanuts in there. You got pretzels and M&Ms.
I don't like this judgmental tone. This is not about me. This is about how you make a scone. No, I'm not going to fucking ask Rick.
Describe your trail mix to Rick and see what he says.
He would be like, you're going to get diabetes. No, I'm not going to ask him about trail mix. He doesn't even trail mix. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even understand. He would just be like, he'd be like, well, you obviously put in all the raisins in the sultanas and every kind of nut.
Right.
He literally toasts his own nuts.
Ooh.
Like he buys the big packages of nuts,
yeah,
and then he puts them in the air fryer, and they all have very specific cook times. And actually, the pecans are really nice toasted. I'll give him that. I said I wanted to put some cinnamon sugar on them. He said, "Why are you trying to take something that's already nice and healthy and tastes really nice? And why are you trying to put sugar on everything? You're gonna get diabetes." And I'm like, "Just try it." And he's like, "Absolutely not." Like,
it's no fun.
He's like, yeah, and this is why I'm the minister of fun and he's not.
Yeah.
And I've said that to him and he doesn't like that either.
No.
Back to you and your scone problems though.
Yes.
Okay, so you have your disgusting double sultana scone, right?
I do. Delicious.
You split it in half. It's warm. You split it in half.
Yeah.
You put clover.
A little bit of clover on it.
One side or both
sides?
Okay. So do you eat them as individual halves?
Yeah.
And it's just like literally butter, then jam,
then
the cream on top.
Yeah, and then eat that, and then you got 2 bits, so you get to eat both. Although you got to have at least 2 scones. Like, why would you only have 1?
That's true. I can agree with you on that. We
got 4 bits.
We found something that we
okay, good. Common ground.
Common ground. Everything in doubles because
everything is right with the world.
Odd numbers, not great. But okay, that's a choice. That is a choice. So
it's
weigh
a delicious
in, guys.
choice. Delicious choice.
Weigh in on the butter or no butter argument because I have never heard this before.
That's because you're American and weird.
I don't think that's it. I think that this poll that we're conducting right now is going to show otherwise.
Surely, if your scones haven't got fruit in them, then basically they're just a biscuit.
No, because they're sweet.
Oh, okay.
It's still sweet.
Plain scones are wrong.
No, I think what the cheese scones freak me out the most.
Oh no, I like a cheese scone.
Oh, that freaks me out.
Oh no, I love a cheese scone.
Why don't I just have a bread?
Because it's a nice cheese scone.
Just have some cheese bread.
I've got a recipe for cheese scones. Cheese scones made with beer. They are delightful.
Okay, that sounds nice. I'll give you that. Back to the beer. Anyway, back to the beer. We've transited on. You're not cutting any of that out because that was important information for the world to hear.
An important debate.
Weigh in.
Right. Second big show, Imperial Cherry Cheesecake Stout. 10.1% on a Monday night. Here we go.
Woo, woo. Oh, it smells like cherry cough syrup.
Oh no.
In a good way. No, like in a good way. Like it tastes like cherry cough drops. Then you have them and like they're sugary and you're like, I just want those because they don't actually help your throat. They just taste nice. I also, on the hit list of things I don't like, today's episode should be called Things I Don't Like.
Things that Tori doesn't like.
Things that I don't like. I also don't really like cherry and chocolate. I don't like those things. So this is going to be really fucking interesting. And it's going to be interesting blending the two where one's a stout and one's not. It does smell very cherry. I don't get any cheesecake.
No, I'm not getting any cheesecake. I'm just getting a thick old cherry stout.
I don't hate it because normally I'm like, because I think when you have a stout that has like more chocolatey elements to it as well, because normally when people use cherry they kind of do like a cherry chocolate stout, and I don't like that because it's the cherry and chocolate together. It's like chocolate and orange. Just even thinking about it, I saw they've released a Kit Kat that's like chocolate orange and I was like, like who wants that? No, like I was in line waiting to check out at a store and that was on the display and I was like, I'm actually offended that this is even something I have to look at while I'm queuing. Horrible.
The only things that I like that chocolate orange are I used to like orange penguins. Have you had a penguin?
Yes, they're the ones with the shitty jokes on it.
Yes.
I say shitty, but like shitty in like a really good way. No, but it's like good shitty. It's good shitty. It's like
cracker jokes.
Like they're really really good. They're really really good. I had a really good one the other day. I'm gonna remember it and I'm gonna tell it to you.
Yeah. I used to like the orange penguins. And orange club biscuits. Club biscuits were similar. Have you never had a club? Have you had a club biscuit?
I have. Mint all the way. I'm team
no, I'm
mint.
not. I don't like mint.
This should be controversial. We need to have this like a whole episode on controversial fucking food takes. Literally love mint and chocolate together. That's synergy.
Okay. No.
Synergy. No. Right?
You can
chocolate
eat all
orange
of that.
fucking wank. And then you've got your club bar where you're like, oh cool, we've got chocolate orange. And we've got fucking fruit.
No.
Who wants a fucking dried fruit club bar? No one wants
that. I don't want that. I don't want that.
No one wants that.
I don't mind an orange club bar. And a white chocolate orange. I'll have one of those, but I don't like the regular chocolate.
That's like taking the worst type of chocolate and then mixing it into
chocolate is not the worst kind of chocolate.
It is.
It is not. And that's fine because I'll just eat all of it because you don't like it.
I'll have all the milk chocolate. I'll even take dark chocolate. Like I'm not even that fast. I'll have it. I had my dark chocolate
lemon
bunny
white
the other
chocolate.
day.
Come on. Lemon white chocolate. Have that with a nice triple hop Duvel. Gorge.
I'll just have the beer.
Fine.
Just don't pair it.
Anyway, this beer is right.
I don't think it's bad. What I will say is I don't think it tastes the 10.1%.
No, it doesn't.
It's quite easy drinking, I would say, for 10.1%. It's fairly cherry. I don't get the cheesecake though, and that's what I think. That's the disappointment for me is it's just like it's a fruited
it's
stout,
cherry stout. It's a cherry stout. There's a nice roastiness to it. I'm getting, though it doesn't taste boozy, there's that fullness to it that you get from a boozier stout. Not getting cheesecake. Where we've had.
I think that's kind of what I'm like. Oh
yeah, we've had these amazing beers that are literally almost what it says on the can. And you got this one, and it's like, oh, it's not. It's still a very drinkable beer.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just not what it says on the can.
One thing that's it's really not a problem with the beer, but I look at it, I'm like 10.1%, and I'm like,
why can it just be 10?
Yeah, like I know why it can't just be like, I understand why it can't just be 10. But it's like when you look at it, you're like 10.1. That's so oddly specific. Or at least they weren't like 10.127 or something like that. It's a bit binary. I like that 101, and then they'll be like 001 or something. But that's good. But it's just when you see it visually, you're like 10.1. just round it down. But yeah.
So I'm wondering if when we blend these, we'll get a bit more cheesecake. So shall we give it a go?
Yeah, I'm going to be really scientific. I've got 2 separate glasses. I'm going to measure out like specific so that it's like matching the levels.
I've just got my techie, so I'm just going to chuck a bit in, see what happens.
I'm going to do like, I've got the 2 equal parts and then just dump it in. You could definitely tell which glass contained the stout and which one didn't. It looks like stout.
It smells a bit more creamy.
Yeah, I almost think that the stout has just in terms of aroma.
Yeah,
I feel like the stout has overpowered. But then, I mean, obviously in the episode we did our beer blending, we kind of said like sometimes it's not a 50-50, but like I wanted to do 50-50 as like a starting point and then just try to work it out, like how that works. Although saying that, the taste does pull through, in my opinion, more raspberry. It's still missing cheesecake, but there is more. I'm getting a little bit of it in the aftertaste, but not in the immediate taste. The aftertaste is a bit more creamy, cream cheese frosting, like cream, not cream cheese frosting, but like cream cheese, like creamy elements of cheesecake. The raspberry definitely sticks out, and the cherry blends very well with it. But in terms of aroma, it's definitely still smells just like the stout.
I personally feel like the stout is better when you mix it with the cheesecake one. But I think the stout's doing a disservice to the
the thing is, I know we're probably not doing
beautiful on its own.
Yeah, I feel like we're not doing a great job of selling the stout, but I don't think it's a bad stout.
No, it's a good stout.
If you really want a cherry stout, 100%. Like,
it's just not as good as these other bit. We've had phenomenal beers this evening, and this one's like, oh, it's just not quite as good. But it is. I think if we hadn't have had the others, we'd have been like, oh, this is a nice cherry stout.
And I think if we were looking for something different that wasn't to get cheesecake.
Yeah, if we weren't looking for cheesecake in it. And I think this is the thing as well with beers. You've got to remember that part of the experience is also where you're having it, when you're having it, your expectations of what you've read on the can and what you're expecting from that information, who you're drinking it with and when you're drinking it. Like all of that is going to affect your perception of the beer. So that's an important thing to remember.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it sounds like we're, and the thing is, we're going to be honest. We're not just going to go, something's really great when it's not really great. But I don't think that it's bad. I think it's, like I said, it's more a case of we've come into this going, oh, it's cheesecake. Like, how cheesecakey is it going to be? And I think maybe like if this hadn't, I would actually go out on a limb and say maybe if they hadn't made it an imperial stout, and it sort of was a little bit more subdued in that sense, that actually it might have been a bit more, I'm not going to say cheesecakes. I think just naturally the flavors of a stout don't, an actual stout, not like a white stout or something like that, don't really lend itself to like a something as delicate as a cheesecake. But I do think, like, I'm surprised actually by doing even portions and how strong it smelled a stout that actually taste wise it really balanced out more than I expected. I want to try to put like a little bit more.
Yeah, the sour's definitely holding its own in there.
I was surprised because I pretty much thought from the smell, I was like, this is just going to basically taste like the cherry stout, but slightly a little bit less maybe, but it's really sticking out quite strong in there. Yeah, I think just like I did an even split and then just like a little splash more of the white chocolate raspberry cheesecake. It definitely has more of that like cheesecakey element to it now, and the tartness of like the fruit, like a fruit coulis. It's pretty good. All right, should we try the actual?
Let's try it with the actual cheesecake. Right.
Before I do that, I'm going to take a bite of the raspberry thing. Okay. It is like a mochi, even though it says it's not.
It's
ice cream.
I told you it's a mochi ball.
It says it's not a mochi ball. It's not mochi.
It's just ice cream. It's not got that. What is it around the outside of those?
Maybe it is like, I wouldn't say it's as chewy as mochi. It's not like it's not like the rice, the glutinous rice that they use. It's nice though.
So when I have the cheesecake,
melted ice cream.
Sad melted ice cream. When I have the cheesecake and then I drink the white chocolate and raspberry cheesecake, it's taken away the nice sweet creamy bits of it, and it's just kind of tart raspberry, which is fine. But going back to the pairing, similar flavors might cancel them out. That's what this is doing. Right, let me try this with the stout.
Oh, when I have that ice cream bit with the white chocolate, it brings out the tartness a lot more.
With the stout, it knocks back the roastiness a little bit. Get more of the cherry, which is quite nice. Bit more cherry jam like. Oh, it's a bit like a jammy dodger because you got my cheesecake's got a biscuity base. When I have that with the stout, I get a bit jammy dodgerness. Right, let's try it with the blend.
So the ice cream bowl definitely made the stout taste. Oh, I've got ice cream all down the front of me. I made the stout. I think I got more of the roastiness and actually more chocolate out of it, less fruit. Like the fruit was still there, but I think the raspberry from the outside coating overpowered the cherry, and it really just made the roasty and the chocolate element of it come out. It was really quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say it probably brings out more of the roasty and chocolate element in the mix as well, because the fruit, it almost just kind of like leveled all the fruit playing field.
Yeah. See, my cheesecake is making the stout and the mix. It's bringing out more of the fruit.
I'm gonna try a cheesecake now.
And it's nice. Yeah, try it with the cheesecake because it's nice.
I really hate fruit,
but they do say pair stouts with cheesecakes and desserts. So
I want to scrape the fruit later off. I don't like it. This is what I do. So I suffer for this podcast. I have a big list of things I didn't like today.
All the things I like.
Oh. It does pair very well though. Oh, the thing is though, is it does make the white chocolate raspberry cheesecake taste less of the cheesecake element.
Yep.
More tart, more fruit, and more sweet. Because I think the fruit on the top's really sweet, and it's just like, instead of cancelling it out, it ends up highlighting that tart sweetness a bit more. Let me try it with the stout. You can see a big lob of fruit. It's more manageable when I take small bites of cheesecake. Again, it just brings out the cheesecake for me, brings out less chocolate, more roast. So the ice cream bowl with the vanilla ice cream in the middle brought out chocolatey elements in the stout. This is just more, the cheesecake itself is more highlighting roastiness. I'm actually getting a bit of nuttiness.
Oh, see, I don't get that at all. I find that the cheesecake is knocking back the roastiness.
Yeah, but you've got a different cheesecake.
Yeah, I have got
to me. Like, even if you physically look at the cheesecake, mine's more like
got
less like.
Yeah, mine's got less fruit in it. So I think the creaminess is
lucky you,
bringing out the fruit element of it quite nicely. I like it. Good pairing.
All right, let me try one more of a blend. I don't think I can eat this much food. I had a proper full dinner as well.
Oh no.
I mean, I had lettuce. It's not like I had a salad. Like, don't be fooled. Like, it's because I knew I was drinking all these beers. I was like, I'll have something light. And I had paella for lunch. So it's not like I was like, oh, I was so good all day. I noticed I was like, I had a salad for dinner. That sounded like really good. And then I was like, and then I ate carrot cake and cheesecake and an ice cream ball and 4 really big, thick beers. I would say the cheesecake, I think it paired really well with the mix because it wasn't too tart. It wasn't too sweet, it wasn't over the top fruity, but likewise it wasn't just too roasty nutty. It was like, that has actually made a really nice blend of all of them. I think my favorite to pair with that cheesecake was the blend of the two. Probably my favorite to pair with the ice cream ball situation was actually maybe the stout, because I really quite liked the roasty and the chocolate that came out of it. I just don't think I liked either of the pairing with. Out of the 2 beers, the white chocolate and raspberry cheesecake was my favorite, even including like blending them together. I think I quite like the sour more than even the blending.
Yeah, I agree.
However, I think with the pairing of everything, that was my least favorite paired with stuff, because I just think on its own it's great.
Yeah.
When you try to mix the fruity flavors with it, it's just too much.
I agree.
What about you? Where would you stand?
Yeah, no, I think the same. I really like my cheesecake with the blend. I quite liked it with the stout. I don't think it went as well with the sour, because it's just beautiful on its own, as you said, and I think it just took away from those lovely elements, the lovely delicate elements that are in there,
and the balance as well. It's the balance of that tartness that makes you appreciate the tartness. And I think like when you don't have that sweetness balancing out the tart, and it's or it's too much sweetness with too much tartness, it's just doesn't come through right. And that's not the beer, that's just the food you're choosing to pair with it. And that's 100%. Exactly what you were saying of like pairing the right food to the right beers, or else it's going to ruin your beer experience.
Right. Beer and food pairing is hard, and sometimes you can get it wrong, and it can ruin the beer, it can ruin the food. So you've got to, you just play around with it, have a go. Sometimes you're not going to get it right. And this is like cheesecake paired with this cheesecake beer. No, don't do it. We've done it for you, and we tell you not to do it. Don't do it.
It's too much.
You're going to lose the beautifulness
to be honest, I would actually hazard a guess, if you had a normal, and I'm not a big proponent of normal aspinilla cheesecake. Like, to me, it's too plain. But I think if you had these beers mixed or separate, the normal vanilla cheesecake, I think that creaminess in the vanilla would be like really great. Fruit cheesecake, like don't try to match the cheesecake style to the cheesecake beer, because it's just the fruit is, I think, what makes it, especially because the fruits are quite tart fruits. I just don't think it works very well.
No,
unbalances the whole thing that they worked so hard to balance.
100%. Yeah,
I'm really full and I want to go finish the rest of that carrot cake.
This was really fun. You want to go finish the carrot cake?
I want to go finish the other
cake.
Yeah, not the carrot cake. The actual carrot cake can get in the sea. Like, I'm over it. Like, belongs in a dumpster fire. Like, so good with that.
So
but I want to go finish these.
I'm gonna go finish those. So Tori, if people want to talk to you about your hatred of sultanas,
if you want to tell me how I'm right,
get a hold of you.
Yeah, you can talk to me about how right I am about sultanas being fucking gross, and how it's weird, to put butter on scones before you put jam and cream on them. You can come talk to me on Instagram at adventures_in_optimism. You can get me at adventuresinoptimism@gmail.com. Like I said, no one sends me emails, but I put it on there because I feel like it levels the playing field, so I'll just do that. I got TikTok. I just put out a TikTok today, which is a week behind when you're actually going to see this, but I made the effort and I put a TikTok out. So yeah, you can find me at Adventures in Optimism on TikTok. I don't really use Twitter. I'm not really great at Twitter, but you can find A Woman's Brew at a woman's brew podcast at gmail.com, and I will pick up those emails. So yeah, that is me / kind of us, because we're also A Women's Brew on pretty much everything else, including Twitter, but don't expect me to respond to that. That'll be Instagram
and Twitter. We don't really check the Twitter, so don't contact us. I mean,
if anyone's going to, it's going to be Joe. It's not going to be me.
I'll get hold of you on there if you do contact us on there, but we're not very good at Twitter, so we don't really do it.
Or do expect a delay.
It won't be as fast a response as if you get hold of us on Facebook or Instagram.
So Joe, if people want to come and slate you about putting butter on your scone,
no, they can come to me and talk to me sensibly about their love of sultanas and the right way to do scones. And if you'd like to do that, you can find me at my beer school, which is Love Beer Learning, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest. We are all over the place. We also, I keep saying
she's throwing the weight of her school behind it as well. She's like, all right, everyone,
get rid of the we. I have a website, which is lovebeerlearning.co.uk, and you can email me on lovebeerlearning@gmail.com. Let's go finish these carrot beers.
Yeah,
they are exceptional.
All the beers, to be fair.
All the beers. We've got to finish all the beers. It's going to be a good night. Yeah. On that note, cheers.
Cheers. 10.1%.